What's up, guys? So got another cool USMC build to show off. So did one for my buddy Joe. This is his first watch from me. So we got to go over it a little bit more thoroughly than maybe some other videos. But we have got a custom laser engraved brass dial. We have his sergeant at the top and last name here. Down at the bottom, lasered out of brass that has been antiqued slightly. And even through the thin loom that's there, you can see that there is some distressing up through here, some distressing up here, and you actually see that in the loom because it obviously adjusts how the loom kind of shines through. Got a brushed case. Did his initials here on the crown. We have a vintage brass bezel. This was one of those silver-plated ones that I had to strip down and bake and sand. So has a really cool look to it. And I only have a few of those left. So this is 30-ish years old. Very, very, very cool bezel to have on these. Obviously, since it is brass. We've got a black handset here, full black sword handset. Low profile. Sorry, I'm getting so many messages. Once I get on these things, people like to tell me their life story and call me. Brass rotor, stainless steel movement holder in there, and a low profile exhibition caseback on here. We have this on a custom Horween strap. Looks very much like the blood stripe pants. Darker blue leather with red stitching and red edge paint on both sides. Brushed clasp on here. And yeah, and this is loom now. This is daytime, so we can loom it up. This has brand new batteries in it. So at least you'll be able to initially see it for a second. So here is our loom setup on there. And then I noticed that with these matching beads, I am pretty positive that the wife threw in some loom beads. So to match. So very, very cool matching bead set with it. That's all said. Bezel on these will turn left, they will turn right. These are not clickable bezels. These are tension ring bezels. So if you bump them around, just slide them back. I put them on as tightly as they possibly can go. Brush case, if you nick it, just brush it through. This brass will patina over time. But if you scratch it, it's best to literally pop the whole thing off. You know, get in here, wedge, and pop. Put it on the green side of a Scotch-Brite and spin it by finger, you know, just back and forth in a perfect circle. Don't, like, run it in a direction or you'll put brush marks that way. But spin, and you would brush back anything. And then you'd snap it back in, which is easier said than done with these brass tension ring ones. Especially when I've bent them a bit to be tight. It makes it lip on harder. But hopefully you never get into that. Automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you know, with your rotor here, or you can put it in a watch winder. But if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, make sure you wind it up just a little bit before you put it on. So make sure you keep time throughout the day, and how you do that as you back the crown off the threads until you hear it clicking and feel it clicking. At that point you can wind, and a wind is a turn away from you. Turning it towards you doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and just go back and forth. And it doesn't hurt it. You can do the single winds if you want, but you can go decently quicker with these quarter, third turns back and forth. So if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you will keep time. That makes the rotor movement. If you do this something closer to 20 seconds, you're going to max out your 31 plus power 31 plus hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it. You can wind it all day if you like. Whenever you're comfortable with your winding, pull it out to the 1 and only click, and you can now set your time. Does not have a hacking movement. It will keep going. Man, I'm getting blown up now on Instagram. Oh. You'll notice you've got a wobble crown that deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement. So when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not bending anything. If you just pull it a little bit straight, you won't even feel it. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 12:42 p.m.
12:42 p.m. When you're good, push it over, get it out of that time setting, and wind it down. See, when people message me, it comes up on my screen and blocks out what I can even see. And then I'm forced to read it because it's in my face. So, sorry about that. It doesn't matter when I do these. Literally everybody goes, now's about the time when he's filming a video. I should tell him something that doesn't matter. So that's when that happens. Granted, things do matter, but if I sat here for 20 minutes and no messages came in, I go, okay, now it's time to do a video. And then they would all just start coming in. So don't really understand how, and I'm still getting hit, man. So if you watch these videos more often, you'll see how I constantly am complaining. So it's part of the video. This also will come in a United States Marine Corps box, and your custom laser etched build and warranty cards are here in the side with a cool little logo here that takes you into all my social media and how to pay me for things. That's right on the card. So if you're showing it to somebody else, if you happen to have that card with you, I don't know who's going to carry around my card, but if you do, and they scan that, it will take them right into it, which is very cool. So that's the build as a whole. It's going to come with watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts. So everything here in the center, non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue. Some leather conditioner to keep this Horween strap perfectly soft. Apply it on the front and back, let it soak in, remove any excess. A little bit will go a long way. And lastly, some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. If you get a scratch in your glass, put a tiny bit of this on it and buff it out using your included microfiber. Buff against the scratch, filling the scratch, and go back and forth. Generate some heat with your thumb. You should knock it out sooner. Don't go with the scratch or you're wiping out the compound. So that's it. That's your build, sir. Joe, I appreciate you, man. Hopefully that video wasn't too terrible for you. Just one of those days, man. I appreciate your support a ton, man. I hope you love your watch. And not only thank you for your support, but thank you for your service. So I appreciate you a ton, buddy. If you want me to build you guys something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, if you want to, they're always like this. They're always me fumbling through them, but I appreciate you. Like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.